Hey guys, welcome back to the This Is Soul Skate Shop YouTube channel, and today I'm gonna explain you everything there is to know about skate liners.
We're in this through thick and through thin, so stop frowning and put on a grin. Just look at the bright side and we will be out.
The liner is the part of the skate that makes it comfortable, the part where your foot is actually touching your skate. Oh, there's two different types of skates in regards of the liner. One's where you can take the liner out like this. Whoop. And one's where you cannot take the liner out. This is what we call a hard boot and a soft boot. The terms hard boot and soft boot are not a hard defined thing, but that's at least how I'm gonna use it and how you're gonna find it on the This Is Soul Skate Shop website. So a hard boot is a skate where you can take out the liner, and a soft boot is a skate where the liner is like glued in. Today's video is all about hard boot skates with removable liners. So what is the purpose of a liner? The liner is supposed to be soft, right? True. But it's also supposed to be hard, and these two things are a bit contradictory. What skating is all about is about your foot moving your wheels in a place where you want it to be. And the liner is the way to translate that movement from your foot to your wheels. So the better the connection between your foot and your wheels, the better your performance will be. And for this, you don't only need a comfortable liner, but you want it to be super hard and tight and responsive. Ice skaters don't even use a liner most of the times. They don't even use socks in their skates. All of this is to maximize the energy transfer of the skate. So what is energy transfer? Energy transfer can be compared to hitting something with your fist, then to put a boxing glove on and to hit it then. So compare this to what your feet is doing in your skate. If you have a lot of cushions like a boxing glove, you will actually lose control. So the perfect liner is somewhere in between super hard yet still comfortable. A liner that does this super good is the Intuition liner. It's actually quite hard and thin, but at least for me it's super comfortable still. There's also a thing called rebound, and you can kind of like test this if you push in the padding of the liner, and that is how quickly the padding like bounces back. Because when you're skating, your foot constantly like moves from one side of the skate to the other. Every time you push, it goes back and forth. And if the padding is working correctly, the padding kind of like is being squished in and then pops back out again. If you have a really cheap stock liner, the padding is like really slow to rebound. Ideally, a liner should stick out about 2 centimeters above the cuff and should follow the line of the cuff exactly. Some cuffs have a straight cut, some cuffs have a V cut, and some cuffs, especially from hockey skates and skates from in the 90s, have a raised back. That's why there's also liners that have a V cut or a straight cut, or have that raised thing in the back like that. I would advise you, if you would get an aftermarket liner, to get a liner that has the same cut as that your skate has. We included this information on the website in the description, but you can also browse liners by what type of cut they have. Okay, let's talk a little bit about fit. If you would get an aftermarket liner, I advise you to get the longest liner that will fit in your shell. Skate sizing is only defined by the insole that's in your liner, by this, while in fact the other parts of the fit of the skate, naming the top part, the side, and the cuff area, they are way more important for your performance than just like this specific length part of the liner. So I would always get the maximum size liner that will fit in your shell, and then make sure that your laces are super tight, maybe you have like a 45-degree strap over here on your skate that you can tie really hard, and always properly close your buckle. So sizing lengthwise is only defined by the length of the insole, but how the liner works interiorly also affects the sizing a lot. Because if we just look at the toe area of each liner, then this liner here has a little bit of a slope and it's pretty hard here. So the insole might be some specific length, but you'll never be able to utilize that length because the slope that's at the toe area. Another liner that has that is this one. You can see it really clear, the slope. A solution for that is to have a neoprene toe. And you can see a neoprene toe over here. And then if I just stick my fingers in there, you see that they're easily sticking out. So skate liners with a neoprene toe are much more forgiving. It doesn't mean that a liner that doesn't have that can't be super comfortable, but it does mean that one that does have the neoprene toe will more likely to fit more people super good. Another way liners differ a lot is by how much padding they have in the back. I'll be right back. Oops! Have a look at this old Bauer liner from the 1990s. There's like almost no padding here. If you measure it, it's like not even 1 centimeter. Having so few padding in a liner will maximize the room that you have in your shell. Then take a look at this stock USD liner. If you look in it like this, you can imagine that it will fit super tight. It has something like 2.5 centimeters of padding. So this padding in the back will push your foot forward 2.5 centimeters. That's about like 3 or 4 sizes. So this liner is a size 44, but you would easily be able to fit in this liner with the size 41. It's not going to be super responsive, and I don't recommend it. It's going to be comfortable, but at what cost? If I take out the insole and lay it under the liner, you can see that the insole is about the same length as the liner itself. So just imagine there being about 2.5 centimeters of padding that's over this insole. It would be like somewhere over here. Your heel would never be able to reach the back part of this insole, so the practical sizing would be so much smaller. Skate companies don't really provide information about how much padding a liner has. So for this, I have my assistant here today, Joy. Yes. And are you ready to do a little project?
Okay.
Okay. I want to measure the thickness of all the padding of all the liners that we have, and provide the people watching this video with that information if they want to look it up.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna make a list, a little table, and I'm gonna just like do this with my fingers, put it in here, measure the thickest part of the liner, pull it out, and then hold a centimeter next to it like that. It's not the super most objective way to measure it, but we're definitely gonna have some data that's definitely gonna be useful for some of you guys. All right, are you ready?
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Okay, done. And we're done measuring all the liners. And Joy, which one was the thinnest liner that we have?
Okay, so we have 3 winners. The first one is a very old racers from the 90s. So that's
that
this one.
Okay, so the old liners are always super skinny.
And second one is the Intuition.
The Intuition liner, of course. All right.
And third of all, we have the MyFit Second Skin.
The MyFit Second Skin. So a thin liner might not be super comfortable, but it will give you the best performance that you can get. But if you have any pressure points, they're not super forgiving maybe. So which one was the thickest liners that we have?
We have the stock liners.
From USD and Razors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the rain liners.
And the rain liner. Okay, so if you maybe have some room in your skate and you want to fill it up with a nice and thick liner, then get either one of the stock liners or the rain liner. Okay, cool.
Okay.
If you have a liner at home and you're not really, or you have a skate at home and you're not really comfortable with the way it fits you, there's a couple of ways to make it more spacious on the inside. One way to do it is to put an extra shock absorber under your heels to raise your heel a bit, and that will create a bit more room. I wouldn't recommend this for all skates because it's not actually really good to be higher than the skate is naturally intended to be used for. But in some skates that are maybe a bit flatter than other skates, it might not be a bad idea. And those would be the USD Aeon is a really flat skate, so you could use some heel lift in that one. The Remedy skate is really flat. K2 skates are really flat. And well, you figure it out, do what you want, but at least it's one way to create some more room. Another way is to arch your foot more, and that's called anti-pronation. So you would use an insole that has like a little arch. You could just swap your insole for a different one that has like an anti-pronation heel. Another way is to buy an arch MyFit insert, and that will have the same effect. Or maybe a little thingy like this, just like a cut off insole. You can buy this, it's called the MyFit 3/4 insole, or you could use any old insole and cut it off a little bit, put it in your skate, and it will kind of like have a similar effect. So then if you want to have less room in your skate because you're actually a little bit too loose, if you can arch your foot too much, or if you can wiggle your toes too much in your skate and you want to be more tight, you could use an insole over the whole length of your skate to push your foot more up and pressure it more on the top of your skate. But I would actually advise people to be as low to the ground as possible. So instead putting an extra insole in, I would actually recommend putting this over your liner and under your laces, and it will give you more pressure from the top and lock your foot in really nice. So these are a few tips to adjust the fit of your current skate. If you have any questions regarding this, you can just ask them in the comment section. The best way to try on skates or to improve the way your skate fits is of course to come by our store in Amsterdam. Just ask your partner like, hey baby, let's do a fun weekend trip to Amsterdam. And I'm sure she'll love that idea, and then you have the best excuse to also coincidentally visit our store, right?
I can take the girls shopping.
Yeah,
really nice.
So that was it for this video, and we have more videos like this regarding sizing or other like trick tips or any other hardware insights on our YouTube channel, so be sure to check out all of those. We have a new vlog coming out every Sunday, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
There's ups and downs, but no way around it. So give us a chance to pull through. My heart's in your hand and you're squeezing. I'm running uphill and I'm wheezing. Sometimes it's so hard to keep pleasing, but in love there's no rhyme or reason. Sometimes it's so hard to keep pleasing, but in love there's just no rhyme or reason.